My question is, what has been the worst thing about not being able to go to the gym due to your surgery? As well, have there been any benefits? Well, it has been pretty damn hard. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Thank you for joining me. Anyone that has clicked this video, it is time for our monthly Q&A, and thank you to everyone that did submit a question. I always do appreciate it, and just thank you. No one ever says this on YouTube channels, so I want to say it. Thank you very much for subscribing and being part of the community, whatever the hell we're calling it. I think it's pretty badass. I enjoy it muchly, especially, again, how nuts is it that I can say, hey, you want to ask me a question? And some people go, I'd love to ask you a question, Simon. So let's just get on with it, because it was the title of the video, and I understand on YouTube, that's all you want to see. So we start with Blazed Apples, who is already winning this month's best name game, and he says, massive fan here, thanks man, appreciate it. You're one of my biggest inspirations on the internet. Genuinely humbles me, blows my brain. Just wanted to ask, how do you maintain so much positive energy? I try my ass off, but I always seem to fall back into darkness time and time again. Much love. Well, my friend, therein kind of lies the secret, because we all fall into the darkness, if that's a term we're going to use, because we're human beings. Nobody can be switched on to a positive level 100% of the time. That's not realistic. And I suppose when you tune into one of my videos, don't get me wrong, this is me. I try and be as honest and transparent as possible. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh man, having a terrible day, because I presume that maybe you are watching my content for inspiration, like you said, or to be jazzed up, to be pumped, and go run out there and smash the world. So that kind of ties into my internet online persona, so to speak. But in my real life, I mean, most of the time, do I try and look at a situation and spin it positively in my head? Yes. That doesn't mean that I'm waking up every day in that kind of a mood, because again, it's just not realistic. So the best thing you can do when you are feeling a little bit down is to accept it, because, you know, acceptance is a part of life too. Understand that we have these kind of emotions for a reason, and then try and work through it. Like, why are you feeling this way? Maybe it ties into something that happened at work or in your personal life or with a relationship, and then you can sort of get past it. So when it does happen again, next time, maybe it won't beat you up so much because you have the experience in order how to get to the other side or how to deal with it or whatever we want to talk about. So yes, I'm a positive chap. Am I positive all the time? Absolutely not. But a good way, well, at least it's something I do to try and make sure I can keep on that track as much as possible, is just to sit down and write all the things that I like in my life. For example, how cool is it that I have a YouTube channel? How cool it is I get to talk about wrestling all the time and all these kind of things. It doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how small, put them on a piece of paper. It may help. John Cohen says, what living person today would you most like to sit down with for a proper conversation? Well, there would be a few, which I understand kind of undermines the question, but it's my Q&A. I'll do whatever I want. James Hetfield would be right up there, the guitarist in Metallica and lead singer, you know, one of my personal heroes. Vince McMahon, the owner of WWE, because can you imagine some of the conversations you could have with him? Oddly, Tom Hanks. It's a strange one, but I think A, he'd be a really nice guy, and B, if you could have an off-the-record conversation with him, I bet he'd feed you all the secrets. And as an out-of-nowhere choice, Tom Cruise, because then you could finally out if he's as nuts as he comes across. Karen says, just found you, and it makes me so happy. That's nice, Karen, thank you. Anyway, do you believe in ghosts? And you put the whole emoji in there too. Do I believe in ghosts? No, I don't think I do, but I am a spiritual chap. I am of Jewish origin. It's not the way you say it. So I do have a very strong spiritual side, and I believe in all that kind of that stuff. I think the reason I don't believe in ghosts is, one, I think we all would have seen one in our own lives by now, if there are billions of people just floating around in some kind of weird ghosty afterworld. But also it comes down to the quality of the pictures. We've got a Jim Fells video coming up tomorrow, and you know, some of them do look like they've been filmed on a potato because the quality is so low, and every time I see a ghost picture, it looks like it's been filmed on a potato. So when I get one that is high resolution and somebody can't just tear it to shreds instantly, then I will start to believe in ghosts. I believe there could be something like that, but not in the way that we have perceived ghosts. John Wright says, how do you find the motivation to do all that you do, brackets, which is a whole lot? Well, I don't get much sleep, which is something I do not recommend. Make sure you get sleep. And I do a hell of a lot less now than I used to because of the pandemic. Thankfully, the world is opening up again soon, and I will throw myself back into it like a torpedo. But ultimately, I enjoy every single thing that I do. And I also understand it could go away tomorrow. So I'm like, well, you better appreciate and enjoy this as much as you can, just in case it does happen. So whether it's this, or whether it's my stuff on What Culture Wrestling, please check it out. Whether it's my own personal in-ring wrestling career, whether it's my band, whether it's bodybuilding and lifting weights, or whatever the hell it is, these are all things that I'm super passionate about. And the fact that, I mean, this sounds terrible, this is a 2021 phrase, that I'm able to monetize them, which is not the most important thing in the world, but it does mean I can do more of them because it's my job. That is just a badass situation to be in. So I've always believed in, you work hard. That doesn't guarantee success, and it doesn't guarantee any kind of achievement. But if you work hard, hopefully you'll open the door for everything else. So I'm basically motivated by how much I like this stuff. Felix says, who are your favorite YouTubers to watch fitness and not fitness related? Also, what are some of your favorite TV shows, movies on Netflix? Love the vids on What Culture and on your main channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Felix, and you have a good name. I mean, I'll forget loads, but obviously my man Greg Doucette, Will Tennyson. I like More Plates, More Dates. Music is Win. I can't remember his name is now. Now I've got to look it up. It is Music is Win. Oh, I got it right. I like Music is Win. Check it out. Ridiculously good guitarist. In terms of fitness as well, I finally started watching Shredded Sports Science. He's really good. I like him a lot. Otherwise, I kind of just watch a bunch of random people. Like, there's a guy called Maximili who just goes on Omegle as Kermit the Frog. For some reason, that really makes me laugh. And I have no idea why. I think it's mostly sort of the theme and the genre of channels that I watch. So I watch a lot of like music related channels. I watch a lot of fitness channels. Obviously, I watch a lot of wrestling channels. So I kind of go down it that way. And there's a bunch of movie channels I watch as well. And you asked about my favorite movies. Favorite movies, obviously the Batman trilogy, any kind of Batman movie. In terms of TV show, Ozarks I think was good. I watched all of The Americans recently. That rocked. 24 back in the day. I used to be well into that. There'll be some kind of favorite TV show ever that I'm not even thinking about. But The Wire and Breaking Bad and all the classics that everybody enjoys. Lupin too. That's one I watched recently. Lupin. If you haven't seen Lupin, you should watch Lupin. James says, would you like to have your dream body immediately forever, but you could never work out again, or continue to work out and try to get there? James, that is a fantastic question. I mean, I wouldn't want to not go to the gym. Can I still go to the gym? But again, if you're not actually seeing any evolution or progress, maybe it wouldn't be as fun. But then you have your dream body, so you get that's a really difficult question to answer. I think I'd probably take my dream body, but as long as I can still go to the gym and get a pump, so, you have that super duper size for a while, then obviously it deflates after that. But no, if I had to choose and it was literally never step in the gym again, I would actually choose the latter because I just get so much from it. It's a great place mentally for me, so it's not just the physical side. But yeah, if a genie does want to come down and give me like the perfect body ever, or my perfect body, I ain't going to say no. But even then, the problem is you get that dream body and then you want something else. So it doesn't actually count. Luke says, hey Simon, thank you for inspiring many of us to get fitter and healthier than before, me included. Again, always massively appreciated. If I had a question, I guess it would be, would you ever release your own fitness program book? I think your honesty would make a refreshing change to many of the other, shall we say, less honest fitness YouTubers out there. Would I ever release my own book? I mean, I probably would, but I'd want to come up with something that made it, A, worthwhile. So if you spent your hard-earned dollar on it, you felt like you got something, again, worthwhile out of it. But also, you'd have to come up with a new spin as well, because I wouldn't want to release something and you read it and go, well, I kind of feel like this is what I've already read in other fitness books. So yes, if I could come up with something that I thought was good, I guess, to keep it as simple as possible, then I would do it. And I have thought about it before. I remember I sat down and thought maybe I could come up with something, but it's a difficult market. Obviously, writing a book takes a long ass time. But yes, I would. And if you have any suggestions, or you think, oh, well, if you did it this way, I'd be massively interested. Drop me a comment and I'll think about it some more. Mama Swole, who is always a very good supporter on the channel, make sure you check her out on YouTube. She says, have you ever visited the US? And if so, what's your fave and least favorite thing about it? Yeah, I love the US. I've been there a good few times now. My first time was in 2008 when I went to Los Angeles, and I've been to New York, I've been to San Francisco, I've been to Nebraska, I've been to Chicago, a bunch of places. You don't need me to list out all the places I've been in the United States. My favorite thing about it is the food. I like the food a lot, and there's just something about it that I gravitate towards. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's because all my favorite things come from there. So when you go to America, it feels exciting, be it, WWE or Batman or things like that. And in terms of least favorite things, I don't know if there is a least favorite thing. I mean, there probably is. I suppose most people come up to me and go, oh man, you're from Australia. I'm not from Australia. I know I have a very strange accent. I've basically taken a UK accent, I've mixed it with an American accent, and sure, there's a bit of Aussie in there as well. But it takes a good 10-minute conversation for me to try and tell people that I'm not Australian. And even then they go, no, you are Australian. So I'm like, I sound Australian then. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm Australian. Nothing. I don't have anything against Australians. It's more the fact that I'm trying to tell people, no, I'm not. And they go, yes, you are. So I'm backed into a corner. Donnell says, huge fan, Simon. Keep it up. I will for you, Donnell, my friend. My question is, what has been the worst thing about not being able to go to the gym due to your surgery? As well, have there been any benefits? Well, it has been pretty damn hard. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Like, especially when it gets to sort of that 5-6 o'clock period where usually I would be going to the gym, I kind of find myself twiddling my thumbs a little bit. I mean, I'll always find something to do. I'm about to say I don't believe in boredom. That's not what I mean, but I'll ensure that I'm not bored. And I guess it's doubly weird as well because often you will injure a muscle, but you can still do some some kind of cardio, and I've done nothing. So essentially for the last sort of 3-4 weeks, I haven't done anything, and I can't remember the last time that happened, probably when I last had surgery, which was like 2008, after I destroyed my shoulder. So it has been very taxing mentally, especially because after that 2-week mark, I think most people start to realize their body is getting a little bit, small is probably not the right word, but your muscles haven't been stimulated in so long, and that's when you start to, that's when it starts to get in your head and you're looking at yourself. Could be why I'm wearing a jumper today, because I'm like, hold it up, hide it away. So yes, it has been absolutely tough, but again, I know that I'll get back into the gym, and I know that I sort my diet out, and I suppose that has been one of the benefits, is that I haven't had to, this is the thing, I said that in the other vlog we did, I haven't had to worry about it, but I never worry about it because I love it. But I suppose it has been nice if I just wanted to have the odd snack or treat here and there. I've just done it. I haven't gone overboard, I haven't gone crazy or anything like that, but it has taken a certain weight off of my shoulders, but I actually think I like that weight. So hopefully I can go back to the gym in a couple of weeks and yeah, just smash it. And then I just know I'll be happier in that routine, right? It's just something that I, like I say, I gravitate towards. So that's what's been really hard. Again, just sat around waiting to, well, again, I always find something to do, but yes, it has been tough. But I think it's really important that you understand that you do not need it. You should go because you like it and it's good for your health. But mentally, you should never be trapped in, even by the things that you are passionate about, because this kind of stuff could happen and you never want to waste a day. You always want to be as happy as you can. Richard says, hey Simon, hope you're having a great day. What are your short-term, mid-term and long-term goals when it comes to both your YouTube and wrestling careers? Well, YouTube I would like to make more sustainable. I don't want to sort of pull back the curtain too much, but while, you know, this the YouTube channel we're on right now does well, it doesn't do well enough to kind of sustain itself, because obviously, as you know, I'm sure most people get into the YouTube game at some point. You basically need to be doing 100,000 views on average per video to make the money where you're like, oh man, this can be an actual thing. So just to continue to figure out how I can improve that and put good content out there that people are interested in, that's educational and entertaining. And with my wrestling, well, we kind of have to go back to basics now, because we have been out the ring for 14, 15 months. I now need to sort of get my basics back. I need to get that flow momentum that I did have before the world closed down. And then I'm going to need another good 12 months to go back to my original goal at the time, which was to get to a point where I can turn up at any show and go against any wrestler, any opponent. And as long as I'm on it that day, because sometimes you are going to be off it, I can have a basic average match, right? And I was certainly getting there. I was on the precipice of doing it, or at least having the confidence to do it, and then it all got taken away. But in terms of super long-term goals, you know, if I could get a performance or something with one of the big companies, would I do it? Of course I would. I'd do a backflip. I would be the happiest person ever. So I suppose really my long-term successes with everything I'm involved in is to try and get to that extra crazy level that only a few do. Now, do I think I'm going to get there? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But my approach has always been aim as high as you possibly can. And even if you kind of settle somewhere in between sort of where you are and the highest of the highs, that's still pretty good. Cold-bloodist, which is terrifying, says, how often do your friends and family comment on your YouTube career? And he's put career in quotations. The quotations are because it feels weird calling YouTube a career, not an attempt to mock your success. You can mock my success all you want. I would never judge you. How often do they comment on it? I think they all find it very strange. I know when my girlfriend tells her friends or colleagues what I do, they're like, well, how does he make money from that? And they can't fathom it at all. It is a strange way to make a living, but I think that's why the modern world, and this will be the same in 50, 100 years when new things pop up, is so damn cool, because we can do things like this. So they don't comment on it much. I don't think they massively understand it, but they understand numbers, right? So if I can say, oh, this video did this much, or I have this many subscribers, that kind of translates. And otherwise, I think they can see that it makes me pretty happy, and very nicely, that's all they care about. Booty McNasties says, do you still riff out on the guitar? If so, prove it. I tell you, dude, if I wasn't in like agony with my ribs right now after my surgery, I would riff out for you. On a future video, I shall do this. Yes, of course I still riff out on the guitar. Again, haven't played that for a few weeks for obvious reasons, but playing my guitar is one of my favorite things to do. Carla says, would you consider playing video games live on Twitch someday? Absolutely. Twitch.tv/SimonMiller316. I'm finally getting back into streaming. If you want to go follow me there, you will learn all about it. That's that. That's the last question. question. Thank you, as always, for everyone that does submit. We will do another one at the start of next month. That will be early June. Where the hell is the year going? We're almost halfway through it. In the meantime, though, please do like the video, share the video, and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell ding so you know when other videos going live. There's probably another Q&A on the screen right now if you just want to continue on this question journey. Otherwise, social media at SimonMiller316, patreon.com/SimonMiller316, merchandise SimonMiller.bigcartel.com. Make sure you get the Power 13 cookbook link in the description below. Use the code Simon15, but otherwise, have the best damn day of your life. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you when I see you.